All right, so this is going to be my review for Fantastic Four First Steps. That's right, Marvel's first family is now officially in the MCU. So let's check it out. Let's see what it's all about. So, Fantastic Four, Galactus, Silver Surfer, they're all in Universe 828, which is not the 616 universe that the rest of the Marvel characters are in. 828 is just a shout out to August 28th, which is Jack Kirby's birthday. But the whole movie was really fast paced. I was surprised by how quickly it was over. It was just kind of like, things were happening. And this is probably a solid 9 out of 10, in my opinion. This is them finally doing the Fantastic Four exactly like how it should be. Like, they're a family, they're in New York. Nothing about it was silly or cringy at all. It actually what wasn't that funny. I thought Mole Man was the funniest character. A lot of the jokes, if you watch Fantastic Four from 20 years ago, don't really land anymore nowadays. I still think it's an entertaining movie, but this was just really much more cosmic, in my opinion. They let you know, like in the opening scene, that Sue is pregnant, so you know that Franklin Richards, their son, is coming. And I think probably the best scene in the movie is that cosmic space getaway scene when they go to negotiate with Galactus and Silver Surfer, and they decide to kind of fight them, but they know they can't fight them, so they're trying to get away. The Thing kind of knocks out Silver Surfer momentarily. Johnny kind of distracts her. Reed and Ben Grimm, the Thing, get Sue back to the ship. And I thought it was a really cool cosmic space scene that I recommend watching in IMAX because they essentially use a black hole to pull Silver Surfer away from them, Shia LaBeouf away from them, so that they can get away. They kind of pull kind of like like a shake and bake move, where they go invisible, but then they leave part of their ship behind that's cruising towards the black hole. So Silver Surfer's, going towards this distraction towards the black hole, and she gets kind of like sucked into the black hole for like a month, according to Reed Richards, so that they can get away. So that whole escape scene from Galactus and Silver Surfer going to the black hole was really epic, and I highly recommend to watch it on a big IMAX screen. I thought the Human Torch was really cool. I thought they did all the fire for the Human Torch really well. I definitely wanted to see more of Reed Richards' stretchy powers in the movie. We saw him getting kind of pulled apart by Galactus towards the end, and him using his arms and legs a little bit. But like, if you've read any comics, there's so much more he can do with his powers. Ben Grimm, the Thing, I thought they nailed his character from what like he is in the comics as far as like a local New York neighborhood hero. Sue Storm, in my opinion, was the MVP of the movie. Like, she's clearly the leader. I mean, Reed Richards is the smartest man on earth, so he can calculate things and invent things. But Sue is like the real leader of the team. She's the moral compass. I thought they used her powers in a very powerful way. I think she's probably the most powerful. I mean, I think she could go toe to toe with any of them with her force fields. Shia LaBeouf, Silver Surfer, I thought was really good. They nailed that as well. Galactus, I've heard people already complaining about how like Galactus's ship traveling through space was going too slow, but like how could you really portray that story of them preparing for Galactus in a timely manner without him getting there like right away? I don't know how you could do Galactus any better than what Matt Shakman, the director, did. Him just in space, him traveling, him entering Earth, landing on Earth, walking through New York City, just going through the buildings and everything. I thought this was just the perfect Galactus. Like, Galactus in 2007, almost 20 years ago, I mean, that was a joke. And cartoons, they can't really do Galactus good justice in the cartoons either. There's no way you could ever do Galactus better than what they just did. This was a perfect Galactus. So the Thing, Ben Grimm, his girlfriend and then wife in the comics, Alicia Masterson, was not in this movie. They had what's her name, Natasha Lyonne, playing a character by some other name that's kind of like interested in Ben romantically maybe. So not really sure why they brought in like a big name actress to play like some new random character when they could have just given her the name Alicia Masterson, like his love interest in the comics. The Thing, Ben Grimm does do the line, "It's clobbering time," one time in the movie, early on in the movie, that you hear that line in a cartoon. Sue Storm mentions the Future Foundation. You see the Future Foundation logo. And there's not a lot of Easter eggs or cameos or anything like that for the MCU, considering they're in a completely different universe because it is the multiverse saga. But as they are kind of panning through different representatives from around the world to build those like teleportation devices all around the world to teleport Earth away from Galactus at first, as you notice, they're panning through there. You see different representatives from different countries, and you see the word Latveria, which is where Doctor Doom is from, and there's no representative there. So that was really interesting. We'll get to that later for the post-credit scene. And I thought it was really crazy how kind of quickly Franklin Richards, Reed and Sue's son, was born in the movie. But that is kind of, the plot, that is the goal of Galactus. Galactus realizes Franklin Richards' power, even though Franklin Richards as a baby is already hiding his power from his father, Reed Richards. Franklin Richards in the comics is just, he's kind of like all powerful. I mean, he can create universes. That's how powerful he is. I don't know how Galactus knows that he has that power already as a baby, but Galactus knows that he can essentially like cure his hunger. Like Galactus doesn't want to eat the planets. He needs to eat the planets because he's like cursed with this cosmic hunger. So he thinks that Franklin Richards can essentially take his place and substitute that hunger in some way. So he's like, I'm going to eat Earth unless you give me your son. No, there's a lot of people on Earth, they're like, just give Galactus the baby. And they kind of, at the end, use the little baby Franklin Richards as a trap to kind of lure Galactus into the teleportation device. Galactus doesn't fall for it, so they have to force him in. And it's really difficult to portray that on the big screen. And Sue Storm, she uses her force field powers to push Galactus into that. And, yes, it doesn't make a lot of sense that Sue Storm could overpower Galactus, but it's just a movie, so it's supposed to be entertainment. And she does end up, killing herself because she uses the full extent of her powers to push Galactus into the teleportation device. And at the end, Silver Surfer does help to just like push him one last time in there so that Earth is saved. Galactus and Silver Surfer teleported millions of light years away in the universe again. But yeah, overall, 9 out of 10 movie. I highly recommend that you watch it in IMAX, not regular or standard or some small screen. Let's get to the mid and post credit scene. The post credit scene, which is the second one, you can skip. It's just like a cartoon. But the mid credit scene, we see Sue, their little robot Herbie and Franklin. They're reading books in the Baxter Building, and Sue walks away to like get another book in another room, and she comes back, and Doctor Doom, with his mask off somehow, with his back turned, is like looking at Franklin Richards as a baby. So we have Doctor Doom in the MCU now. We don't know if it's RDJ. We don't see a face because we just see Doctor Doom with his back turned, with his mask off. So I think the biggest disappointment, the biggest two disappointments in the movie were not enough powers on display from Reed Richards, and also the fact that we didn't get any follow-up from the Thunderbolts post-credit scene. In the Thunderbolts post-credit scene, we see the Fantastic Four ship entering our universe, the 616 universe, and they didn't follow that up at all in this movie. The mid-credit scene was just Sue seeing Doctor Doom in their house in the Baxter Building in front of Franklin Richards. So we still don't know what exactly is going on, but I assume the opening scene of Doomsday is the Fantastic Four somehow, for some reason, escaping from Doom into our universe, but then maybe Doom goes to the X-Men universe. We'll find out soon. We have almost 18 months to discuss what's going to happen in Doomsday. We do have Spider-Man Brand New Day coming out a year from now in July, but Avengers Doomsday does not come out until December of 2026. So a lot of time to speculate what's going to happen between this mid-credit scene of Doctor Doom, Franklin Richards, and Sue Storm, the ship, and our 616 universe. So let me know in the comments what you think. Was this the best Fantastic Four movie that Marvel or Fox has made? What do you think about it? How would you rate it out of 10? How would you rank it amongst other MCU films? Did you watch it in IMAX? Are you waiting to stream it? And don't forget to follow me on TikTok as well, Future Dragon Rocket.